Should voice actors be worried about AI in 2026? Yes. I'm just kidding, guys. AI is changing the game, but it's not ruining the game. And I want to talk about why, okay? My name is Joe Zieja. I've been a full-time voice actor for nearly 13 years, done over 8,000 projects across the full gamut. Animation, gaming, corporate, commercial, you name it. I started LearnVoiceActing.com to empower the next generation of voice actors to take control of their careers and stop asking for permission, no matter where they are in their lives. But it's a really hard pitch sometimes when the hot issue of the day is AI. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty tired of hearing about this. People don't really understand what it does, what its limitations are. Corporations are pumping billions of dollars into using it when no one seems to actually want it. Every time an AI voiceover gets put out on the internet, it gets eviscerated by the crowd.
You gotta fight. Don't die on me, Skip. Don't leave me, please.
It's very obvious that humans want human creators, and that AI is becoming something of a forced adoption. I could talk about this subject all day, and I don't want you to think this short video is gonna solve everything or explain everything, okay? It's a massive, multifaceted issue, developing faster than we can keep up with. But I do wanna give you 3 frameworks to filter the AI noise through, so you can focus on what you can control and take massive action on it. Number 1, good models require good input. In the absolute worst case scenario where no human is ever doing voiceover again, which is not gonna happen, you still need models built on good data. And the only thing that can provide good data legally and ethically? Good voices. As a side note, you're seeing a lot of companies get sued right now for acquiring their training data unethically. I think that trend is gonna continue. I'm all about it. Good actors will always be in demand. Good artists, good musicians, talent. These things will make you rise to the top, even in a world where AI is replicating what you do, because it's replicating, not creating new content. Feed it crap, and it produces crap. Anyone who's tried to write an email using ChatGPT will tell you that. Framework number 2, the need for consent and compensation. I'm borrowing this particular framework from the National Association of Voice Actors, or NAVA, led by my good friends Tim Friedlander and Karin Gilfrey, some of the most brilliant advocates for voice actors on the planet. They've literally been in DC helping to shape the legislation, putting guardrails on these tools. Stopping the use of AI voices is probably not within your control as an actor. We can't put the genie back in the bottle, so we have to look at how we adapt. Your likeness is your intellectual property. It cannot be used without your consent. It shouldn't be possible for someone to clone my voice and have me say horrible things about other people, or support brands or politicians I find morally repugnant, or propagate messages counter to my beliefs. That's my likeness. That's the consent piece. The compensation piece. When you're using something I developed, me, for your game or project, you need to pay me for it. I do believe legislation will catch up to this. But in the meantime, be smart about which auditions you go out for. Don't give away the farm. There are absolutely exploitative clients out there actively trying to steal your voice. I firmly believe it's a minority, but you need to keep your head on a swivel. Read your contracts. Framework number 3, the power of the human relationship. One thing I can tell you for certain, having been an insider in both Hollywood and independent voiceover for over 12 years, while there's a dramatic overemphasis on networking, and I hate that word, as a career tool, there is no substitute for genuine human-to-human relationships. The public perception of AI art right now is extremely bad. The projects you need to worry about losing to AI are the ones that nobody cared about anyway, which yes, will take a certain slice of low-end work out of the industry, but I don't think it's nearly as much as people fear. Anytime audiences even get a whiff that there's an AI voice in a video game, the developers get murdered online. Sometimes even when it didn't actually happen. I think that the human connection void that happened during the pandemic left a vacuum that AI partially filled. Not because people are interacting with AI, but because very often we stopped being in the same room. We stopped creating collaboratively. Directors stopped showing up to sessions. Everything started feeling less like a team effort to tell a story and more like a machine feeding a bottom line, because it was impersonal and it showed. So I want you as actors to go out there and cultivate those relationships. And I don't mean networking. That's gross. I mean, when you have the opportunity, get in a room with someone. When you have a community, Engage in it. Be bold, be friendly, be yourself, be curious. Step outside of your booth. Step away from your keyboard. Send messages of encouragement. Ask curious questions. Learn from others. Remind everyone around you that there is real value in person-to-person creative correction. This is the long game. In a sea of AI content, it can seem impossible to bubble up to the top. But it's going to happen one personal connection at a time. When a creative director is surrounded by voice actors who are great people, the choice, should I use a robot, almost seems silly. In this and really all other AI news trends, figure out what you can control. Let go of what you can't. This is one of the major reasons that when people sign up for the Voice Acting Academy, my VO 101 course, I provide a private community where we constantly are talking to each other, discussing topics, responding to challenges, because that community piece matters. If you sign up for the Voice Acting Academy, please use coupon code YouTube for 10% off, and you'll have access to that private community for life. Get in there, hang out with people. Check out the links in the description below for more resources, including a link to Nava where you can donate and see what they're doing in the fight for our rights as actors. I hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next one.